Hi, my name is Holly Reynolds. I am in Biology 101. I'm doing my report on the Palapalai fern. I was actually trying to look on the Science Direct from the college website for the library, and I didn't really find much. I found one article and it did mention the ferns, but it didn't go into too much detail. And Google Scholar, I searched around and I was driving myself crazy trying to look on something for the Palapalai fern. So, the one article I did find was from Forest Ecology and Management. It was volume 411. It was dated March 1st, 2018, and it was page 1 through 11. It talked a lot about forest fires, controlled burns, non controlled burns, how it affected. I guess it was a 4 year project that they were doing, so it was educational with it. It started talking about how there's also destruction for these plants that happen with non-native animals disrupting the ground. So that was cool. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but it was something. Um, so what I ended up doing was I went to go talk to the manager in stewardship at my job. So I work at Kualoa Ranch. I'm a landscaper, and we have a really solid stewardship department, and they are awesome individuals, and they are constantly trying to revive native plants. They actually found a species that they thought was extinct, and they're propagating it. I do not remember the name of it. I should have wrote it down, but it's they're really awesome people. So the manager's name is Julia, and I was able to ask her about the Palapalai fern, and I actually was able to go and see where they're propagating this plant. So it actually is pretty special because it is something they're trying to bring back to our valleys at Kualoa Ranch. Um, I guess just with time and invasive species, and again, maybe animals and things like that disrupting them, it's not as popular as you would think. It's used in landscaping and gardening in people's houses and yards and stuff, but out in the forest, it is not nearly as abundant as you would think in some places. So today, when I went, I I decided to use photos that I took from visiting our nursery instead of doing the copy and paste off the internet. I'm not very computer inclined, so I didn't really know how to do a slideshow, so bear with me on this. So, this was one of the pictures that I took, and it was really cool to see how they do it. So this type of fern likes to live in the I'm gonna say it wrong, mesic forests, because Julia was telling me there's three different levels of the forest, and this is like the middle one. It tends to like shade more, and even in the greenhouse, with the one shade that they did have, they actually had another shade over just that specific spot where they're propagating these ferns. Um, they're very beautiful. They're really nice, and is a really good experience to go and see it today. So one of the adaptions that I did find, because I had a hard time looking that up, was when I held up the little fern to take the picture, I noticed that there were these tiny little, almost look like little furry hair follicles in between all of the stem. And I guess what that's for is it gives the plant the ability to retain water and moisture, not only in its roots, but it can collect it and it can hold on to it. So that was kind of cool. You know what I mean? And taking the pictures, I was able to learn something that I wasn't able to really find on the internet as far as an adaptation for it. It is a sprawling fern, so it does like the forest floor, and it can cover. Um, Julie actually went into detail with me about how it propagates naturally in the wild. And so I guess it's a spore system, and it sends out the spore. It goes into the moisture that's on the ground, and there is an egg. And she used the big words, and I'm not even going to try to butcher them. But basically, the egg system and the sperm system inside that liquid compound or whatever type of moisture is there forms, and then it'll make, she referred to it as a tiny little microscopic heart shape almost, which looks like moss, and that is the baby. And then from there, it will form the fern, and then the fern can propagate itself, but then it'll also do the spore system as well, and hence how it covers large areas. Um, it was just, it was really nice. It was really cool to have this talk with her because we all stay in the same building, but we don't interact as much as probably could. So it was good. And then I got to drive out to the valley and to go check out what they're doing, and they have all kinds of things going on. So it was cool. They have koa keikis and a bunch of other types of ferns and plants that I don't even know the names to. So it was just really nice to get out there. Yeah, she's an amazing and very knowledgeable woman when it comes to plants and ferns and things like that. So, and being in the landscaping business, it was admirable, and she was really happy that I'm in college and trying, trying. But so that's my little presentation. I'm gonna try to post the pictures in with the Padlet, and hopefully it'll work out nice. But other than that, I look forward to watching everybody else's things, and you guys have a great day. Thank you.